Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Well, today is the day where the weather is going from kind of warm and rainy to very cold in the next few days. We're going down to -8 degrees Celsius. So my task today is to arrange the greenhouse here, the poly house, to make sure all the trees are protected. My benches in the greenhouse here are quite packed with trees, but there's a lot of wasted space, so I've got to arrange them so everything is a little more tight, a little more organized. I've got lots of kind of junk down below here that I've got to clean out so I can fit more trees in the glass greenhouse here, protecting them over the winter, so I've got lots of extra space. I can move these pots down here to my pot area. There's no point having pots taking up space in the greenhouse. I've got to move all my miniature trees down into the basement. I've been keeping them out in the greenhouse here, and they've been doing really well, keeping the greenhouse above freezing. So yeah, I've got to do some rearranging in the glass greenhouse here to fit more trees in to protect them for the winter. In the greenhouse here, I keep a barrel of water, and I need to top that up. So that's my first task today, is to top up my barrel in the greenhouse here and the one in the plant room. I have got 1 metric ton of water in my cube here, so I'm not short of water at all. I may have to drain this cube if the weather looks like it's going to stay really cold. It'll take quite a while to freeze that cube solid, but it will happen if the temperature drops and stays cold. Yesterday I began the move. I moved all the trees from the back benches here closer to the greenhouse and the poly house. The poly house is getting quite full of trees, but there's a lot of stuff I can move in here to rearrange it, making more space. So my poly house, I don't heat it in the winter, so I put all my more hardy trees in the poly house and the more tender ones in the glass greenhouse, which is heated in the winter. Here is a look at all the trees that I haven't got protected yet, so they're just on this bench and on the table over here. So these are the ones I want to fit in both the poly house and the greenhouse, giving them some protection in the winter. I've got lots of work to do today. I'm going to start by filling the rain barrel in the greenhouse here, then the rain barrel in the tropical plant room, and then if I have to drain the cube, I can do it, and at least all my barrels are full. Alright, that is full. Put my tray back on top. I've got the rain barrel full in the glass greenhouse here. So next I've got to top up the rain barrel in the plant room. The rain outside is starting to turn to snow already, so I think we're in for a snowy afternoon. I have filled up the barrel in the plant room. Next, I'm going to talk about a piece of equipment that you don't often hear about on bonsai videos, and that's the bucket. This bucket is fantastic. It's made by Rubbermaid, and some of the features on it, on the bottom you'll see it has a handle on both sides for tipping the bucket. So you hold on to the top and you grab the handle and you tip it. These handles stay clean because the bucket sits on the ground and that might get muddy, but the handles always stay clean. So a really nice feature to look for on a bucket. It also has 2 pour spouts on the top, one here and one here. The handle has a nice place to grip it so you're not just picking it up by wire, which hurts your hand. And it also has graduations on the inside here. If you're measuring making dormant oil or whatever, lime sulfur, you can use the graduations to fill up the right quantity of whatever, fertilizer and water, whatever you're using. So a really good bucket. I've been using this bucket for over 20 years and it's starting to crack a bit. It's just getting old and it's fatiguing, so I'm going to have to get a new one, and I hope I can find the same bucket. It just says Rubbermaid on the bottom. There's no model number or anything I see. I've looked around in the stores for new buckets and I haven't found any that have these features, so I'll look online, maybe I can order one there. My next task for today is to clean up the glass greenhouse. I've got some pots here that I got at the Toronto Bonsai Society auction that need to go into my pot section that I overwinter my pots. So I'll show you that. So over here in front of the greenhouse is where I store all my pots. And I keep a tarp over it to keep them dry in the winter, so you can see all the pots underneath here. And some of these pots are just cheap quality ones, and there's some good ones in here too. So I'll need to take the cover off, rearrange the pots a little better, fitting those new ones into this area. All my pots are put away now, so I can cover them back up with the tarp. Keep them dry over the winter. That should do, and then I just use bricks to hold the tarp down so it doesn't blow away in the wind. And then I just put this piece of wood on top to stop it flapping around in the wind. So I do get a bit of snow on top of here, and I'm always worried, you know, the weight of the snow might break the pots. So in the wintertime, if it starts building up too much, I just shovel it off. Speaking of pots, any trees that I have in ceramic pots, I keep in the glass greenhouse here. That way they don't get that freeze and thaw cycle in the winter, which could cause them to crack. That's why I keep my pots outside under a tarp, so they don't get wet and then freeze and then they crack. Especially the pots that are porous, like terracotta pots, or pots that aren't fired to a really, really high temperature. So any pot that kind of absorbs moisture, it absorbs the moisture, and then when that freezes, it can cause your pots to crack, and sometimes you just get pieces of the pot flake off. So it's best to keep them dry over the winter. The temperature doesn't matter, but the dryness does, so they don't freeze and thaw and begin cracking. Next, I'm going to talk about my glass greenhouse here. So first of all, I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic place or tool to protect your bonsai. I made the foundation under the glass greenhouse here. I dug down quite deep. I filled it with pea gravel, so I've never had any problems with mice or anything getting in the greenhouse. That's the reason I filled it up with pea gravel, is that mice can't burrow underneath the gravel and up into the greenhouse, because the pea gravel just kind of fills in back on itself. So that's the reason they recommended filling it with pea gravel, and I'm glad I did. I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem with weeds growing in the gravel. I keep the gravel quite clean. If leaves and stuff drop down on the gravel, I pick them up and take them outside. So I keep it, you know, I try and keep the organic matter out of the pea gravel. It holds a lot of moisture in the greenhouse, which is good. I do have a sunshade, a retractable sunshade that I have been meaning to put up. It would be really handy on those really hot summer days to kind of cool the greenhouse down a bit. Growing trees in a greenhouse is quite different from growing them out on the bench. You get really high heat in the middle of the day, so I have to have a fan blowing air from outside circulating around the greenhouse, and it keeps it at a fairly reasonable temperature. I've never had a problem with trees keeling over from heat so far anyway. But yeah, I really like this glass greenhouse. it makes winter seem very short. I can be out here videoing on some really nasty days, and it feels like you're outside. You know, you can see everything through the glass, and even on the worst stormy days, you're in the greenhouse here and it's above freezing. It's not warm, but it's above freezing, and it makes it, you know, a really nice place to be in the winter time. I do all my videos in the glass greenhouse now because it's just a nice place to work, and the lighting's good. So I really enjoy my glass greenhouse. I got the greenhouse for free. It was given to me, which was really nice. But I did buy all the benches, and I don't regret spending the money on the benches. They perform absolutely fantastic. They hold all the trees nicely. When you water them, the water drips through the benches into the pea gravel. And yeah, the greenhouses work really well. It's pretty well totally maintenance free. The only thing I do is in spring I clean the windows. They get a bit of algae on them, so I just clean the windows in spring. I have 2 automatic vents on the roof that open up in the hot weather, which helps control the heat. I've got 2 solar panels mounted on the glass here, which powers my lights at night, so I can come in here at night and I can see to water my trees. And yeah, so it's a fantastic thing to have. I'm very lucky to have this glass greenhouse. The cost of this greenhouse to buy it brand new with all the benches would be around $6,000 Canadian, which is quite an expense. But if you think of it, you know, having this greenhouse for another 20 years, spread that money over the 20 years, it's quite a reasonable price. And it's a tool you can use that helps ensure the survival of your trees, and you know, they don't get eaten by rabbits or mice or anything. They're controlled, the temperature wise they're under control, and yeah, it's fantastic for trees. My poly house here, I built this on a budget. I think it cost about $500, and most of that expense was buying the steel columns, some of the angle iron that held it together. Everything else, the wood and everything, is from skids basically. The window was a surplus window. The plastic wasn't very expensive. It's just vapor barrier for, you know, doing walls and houses and that. The curves here are just ABS pipe. So nothing expensive in here, and it works really well. The benches are just surplus benches. They're steel with wooden inserts on the top. And this polyhouse is fantastic. So I do have plans to rebuild this polyhouse to make it better, but I always seem to run out of time. I'm always working on my trees, and I should devote some time to working on my buildings and infrastructure to, you know, help the trees stay healthy in the winter. So that's something I'll have to do in the coming years, is to rebuild the roof on this. I'm planning on extending this wall up and putting a slanted roof on it, sloping down this way. I think the light will come in better. I'll use those polycarbonate panels in the roof. Yeah, so that's my plans. I think I always say it every year that I'm going to do this, and I don't know, I always run out of time, but one of these days I'll get to the poly house and fix it up, making it even better. But I'm very happy with it. It certainly does the job. It protects the trees, the hardy trees in winter, keeps the snow off them, keeps the wind away from them, and they always seem to survive the winter quite well. I'll get back to work now, rearranging the trees in the greenhouse here, fitting more trees in, packing them a little tighter together. All the trees in here are dormant, so you don't need to really give them much space. The tighter they are, the easier it is to water with the watering can. So yeah, I'll be packing more trees in the glass greenhouse here. It might take me quite a long time, several hours I think. Well, it is definitely snowing out now. I've got
all my trees protected now. The benches are empty except for this thuja forest. I think it'll be fine on the bench here. They are very, very hardy. I guess we'll find out in spring. I just have no room for it. Let's have a look in the poly house now. So it is very, very full in here. I've got space for my watering can back there. Yeah, it's stuffed full of trees. I did have 3 trees I couldn't fit anywhere. The 2 willow trees and the walnut tree. So I put those on the floor. I don't like putting things on the floor because mice can get in here and they may chew the trunks, but I'll see if I can maybe do some more rearranging and fit them up on the benches later on. The last tree I want to get in the glass greenhouse is my 60th birthday Scots pine. So I'll have to haul that through the double doors. And that always goes on the floor down there, protected in the winter. So that's my next task, is lifting this giant pot into the greenhouse. All right, here I go. It's heavy. And down it goes. Oh, just like that. On my outdoor benches here, they're wooden tops, and I found just putting plastic over them preserves the wood. It stops it from getting wet and soggy and starting to rot. So next year I'm going to redo the benches, putting plastic down on top of all of them to protect the wood. Over on this bench you can see the plastic on top, the mylar foil, that protects the wood from rotting out. And I just hold it in place with a stone in the winter. Here is a look at my setup in the basement. So I managed to find room for my little tray of miniature bonsai down here in good light. So they should be happy for the winter. It never gets below freezing down here, but it's cool. I've got a special light above my sarissa here, just to keep it happy for the winter. All the jades in that, they seem to grow really well in the winter, even though it's cool. Yeah, so that's a look at my jungle in the basement. In my plant room, the rain barrel is topped up. It's full of tropical trees in here, and this room stays nice and warm and humid in the winter. Well, lots of heavy lifting today. I got all the trees protected for the winter. So tonight it's going to start dropping colder and colder and colder over the next few days. So we've had kind of rainy weather lately, and now winter is definitely coming, just in time for Christmas. So that is all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.